Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Toku Portal podcast for Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger. I am Vashi V, and joining me today is.
Right. Welcome to Zenkaiger episode 9. Uh, where we officially meet Zox. Uh, to Kaiser.
Ah, what a character.
So the team is initially split on how they feel about him, with some members thinking, oh, this guy's awesome, and he helped us out. With some others thinking, this guy's sketchy as hell.
At least Jiren was on the correct side of this guy's sketchy as hell.
Alongside Majin, who's literally doing fortune telling, yo, the spirits say don't trust him. Uh, so they invite him back to the restaurant to properly meet him, and apparently his sister.
Because that's what the character needed.
And these two floating robots. What are they?
So can we cover a little bit about them? That's spoilers. It'll make it make sense in
Okay.
a very dumb way. Those are his brothers. As per the explanation for those two characters, those two little things, those are his brothers.
Were they cursed or something? I don't get it.
It's not explained yet as to why, but yes, he literally states that they are his brothers.
I thought that was a figurative statement.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, but no, apparently that was literal.
Oh. So yeah, they are Katana and Riki. And they are modeled after the mechs for Shinkenger and O Ranger.
Because of course they are.
Uh,
And I have to admit, the one for O Ranger at least looks like O Ranger more than his form does.
yeah, that's just weird. So these guys are pirates. They're from Pirate World. Uh, but they're not just any run of the mill pirates. They are world pirates. They are pirates that transcend all the worlds, which makes them the only pirates that exist in every world.
Which, got Kaito's attention.
Because it's every world first at once.
And to think, Kaito couldn't even jump off of a needle.
Well, clearly the problem was that he wasn't forceful enough.
Apparently.
Uh, when the pirates decide to get up and go, the others are like, pay your bill first, and they're like,
Pirate.
we're pirates! So they tie everyone up and just rob the
Robbed them.
entire store blind.
Like, I will admit that I'm glad that they used this version of pirate than, the version that, Toei tends to go with of, oh no, we're pirates, but, or, easiest way to explain this, the way they do everything backwards. Like the Yakuza games, where you spend the entire game being a Yakuza who does very un-Yakuza things.
Okay, but the whole point of Kiryu's character arc.
I understand that. But if you just look at the game at face value without actually getting into the story, it's like, dude, you did not pay attention to during Yakuza 101.
He did, actually. He knows 47 different ways to kick your ass.
Right. Well, but you know what I mean though. It's like he does the whole thing of go do this. No, I'm not going to. But I mean, that's the whole plot of the game. So, but
Majima, on the other hand.
he's just insane. My because I started playing Zero, or well, that's the game I started with, because everything I've seen, I wanted to, an explanation for how he went from where he was in Zero to the nutcase that he is.
uh,
Um,
I've never personally played any of the games, but I've seen cutscenes and I love it.
get ready for a lot of talking. Like, there's a lot of cutscenes, especially in the early stages of the game because it's setting everything up. But no, the game's pretty fun. And I recommend it.
Yeah, at some point, I intend to play the Yakuza games, but that's a long haul that I have to be ready for.
Yeah. Well, if you have Xbox or Windows,
I
they
have a
have
computer, as
they
it
they
so
have
happens.
they have all 6 games on game or all 7 games on Game Pass. The only one they
7?
zero, one, two, three, four, five, six. The only one they don't have, or well, the only 2 they don't have is Like a Dragon, which is the newest one, and Judgment, which
I
was
was
a side
I was gonna say
story.
there's 9 Yakuza games.
Yeah, they don't have the side story ones or Like a Dragon.
Anyways, to Kaiser, um, Sechan, I keep wanting to call him Toon because that's what he keeps
That's
saying.
all he ever says.
Uh, Actually, you know what? It just occurred to me. He keeps saying Toon. What? What's the one thing we know about the monsters in this world?
They're gears.
And they keep saying the name of their world.
What world would Sechan be from if all he's saying is two?
Toon World.
And all I can think of is the version that takes me to Bugs Bunny.
I am shocked you didn't see that one coming.
That was a dumb question. I had expected like a Sentai world answered.
No.
I don't know why for the life of me,
I don't
given
know why
everything
you
with this
expected
show.
anything more from me.
God damn it. It's not even the fact of expecting more from you. It's that was the most obvious answer given the fact the way this show is set up.
Oh.
Because I mean, literally, there was Door World. Of course, there'd be a Toon World.
But in a more serious sense, some kind of computer or technology world.
Right. The whose Soul World is for like tune-ups.
Yeah, there you go. That would make sense.
Go on, sure.
um,
That would be the one to make the most sense.
Tune up. So, Sechan asks the obvious question: Are you from Gokaiger World? Are you a member of the Gokaigers? Are you Gokai Gold? No. Uh, Zox's sister, whose name I haven't learned.
I don't even remember if it got said, but I'm
It,
sure it
I
did.
I think it got said once. Um, she stole the designs from the Gokaigers when they were passing through.
Because of course they did.
They're from a pirate world, but not that pirate world. And their world was attacked by the Toji Tendo. So they broke into their base, stole Ijirude's gear designs, and then started fleeing to different worlds. And upon passing through Gokaiger World, went, "Yo, those outfits are sick."
Which is wasn't wrong, and
Yeah,
also
which is completely fair.
her name is Flint.
Flint, like flint and steel.
Yes.
Or no, wait, like a flintlock.
Yes, that would work.
Huh. So, Kaito challenges Zux to a duel. Uh, because he's going to protect this world from everyone. Toji Tendo, world pirates, like, you're not gonna fuck with his world. And if Kaito wins, Zox has to agree to pay his bill and leave the Earth alone.
I just read some things. His name makes a lot more sense.
Go on.
Zox is an amalgamation of thief, which is Zoku, and six, which is Shikushu.
Hmm.
While Gold Striker is a pun on gold and additional.
Uh, he's literally the 6 gold member.
Um, do do do. Two Kaiser's name is based on the fact that he is a Zenkaiger and is based on the Go Kaiser. So
Oh,
two Kai.
that's what the 2 is.
Yeah.
He's basically interchangeable between 2 different Sentai.
Tukai is also a pun on exciting, which is Sukai, and messenger, which is Sukai.
That's why he's Sukaiser.
Yes.
Because Suk is also another word for 2.
Yeah.
So, uh, our 6th member is a literal walking pun.
I mean, to be fair, one of our last additional members was literally a flipping parkour ad. So, and God, I thought he was over the top. I was
You thought Noel was over the top?
well with all the unnecessary flipping and all that, and then this episode happened.
Uh, so, this week's monster is Kashiwa Mochi World. Kashiwa Mochi is a seasonal treat. Uh, Related, Happy Children's Day, Japan.
The monsters are getting out of hand.
Or in hand. Basically, anyone who's eaten kashiwa mochi within like the last day becomes infected with an insatiable desire for kashiwa mochi. And since hundreds of people are all trying to go out and eat what they can all at once, no supplier can meet the demand.
Except for one guy. Well, one guy had it.
One guy had, yeah, he had it.
And they made a scalping joke.
So this affects Gowon and Majin, as well as Zox's sister, Flint. I remembered her name. uh, so, uh, Kaito and Zox's duel is cut short when the rest of the team tells Kaito, like, there's a monster attack, and Kaito goes, okay, we need to pause this duel so I can go solve that. And Zox's like, alright, we'll just wrap it up then. Wait, my sister? Okay, new plan. Whoever defeats the monster first wins the duel.
Which, that's fair.
Suddenly, he has a personal investment.
Um,
Also, it's very interesting to Kaito that, like, wait, you've been to Toji Tendo?
Because at the current moment, the only ones who haven't are him and Duran and Meji. He keeps running into people that have.
And Gowon. Gowon wasn't there.
That's fair. I keep
Yeah.
forgetting him. Um.
Also, the show is basically just telling you at this point that Kaito's parents were involved in making the gears alongside Ijirude.
So I looked things up,
Mm-hmm.
and as for the explanation for um Ricky and Cutter, because it is actually cut and R
Oh, I thought it was
katana.
Katana.
Nope, that's as per Toei's official spelling of the name.
Mm. So,
But yes, it's a play on the word katana.
yeah, because, like, Katana, sword, because he's Shinkenger. And then you have Riki, as in Cho Riki Sentai O Ranger.
So I'm gonna give you what they have listed for portrayal.
Oh, portrayal. I thought you said betrayal. I was like, wait, what?
No, portrayal, and then I'm gonna give the explanation for where they come from. So two Ricky and them are both voiced by specific people. There's also this, which apparently needed to be, pointed out. Due to his small size and deformed proportions, which makes him ill suited for a suit actor, two Ricky is instead portrayed through extensive use of CGI and puppetry. The fact that that had to be pointed out to people is sad and weird. And the only time I've ever had that scene or had that listed under, what the character is. But Ricky Goldstriker is and Cutners are twin brothers that are the younger brothers of Zox and Flint. Sometime during the invasion of Toji Tendo, they went to Estitopia.
Sorry. Like Gundam SD?
Yes, yes, as in Gundam SD, where they became Tukai Riki and what the hell's the other one's name? Yeah, Tukai Cotner.
Does SD mean something?
SD all it just says is Estitopia is a parallel world where Ricky Gold Striker and Cutner Gold Striker got their SD forms.
I mean, in Japan in general, is that what SD means? Like,
I don't.
I don't.
I think it's just that weirdo chibi form.
Is that what SD means?
I've
That-
never seen it in anything that wasn't designed like let's make mechs small and cute.
I oh. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense. That is why.
What's up?
SD is a style of artwork.
Hmm.
Along the lines of chibi, it is also known as super deformed.
There you. That's it. Okay. Now it makes sense.
So that makes
All
sense
right.
now. Anyways, back to these weirdos.
Back to these weirdos.
Well, one in particular.
So while Jurin and Vroon are a bit busy being beaten up by Majin and Galwan because the monster said, "Hey, I'll give Mochi Kashiwa Mochi to whoever can defeat the Zenkaigers." We're just left with Kaito and Zog trying to defeat him.
Which, to be fair, this is your standard Sentai bullshit plot of here's the reason for why Gold's doing most of the work. It's the
Yeah,
Gold debut
it's
fight.
right. You get to see both his forms, Shinkenger and O Ranger.
And they both come with a little dance.
Yep,
should
that's his
not
thing.
come with the dance.
Mm.
I can't wait for the day when that gets shortened.
Yo ho ho, yo ho ho, yo ho 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 hoy. Uh,
At least the Shinkenger one kind of makes sense. I don't know what the hell the O Ranger one's supposed to be.
the shoulder blades are from King Ranger, and then the Fundoshi is from the ancient
The
warrior guy. I don't
right.
remember his name.
I was more meaning specifically his weirdo dance. At least the Shinkenger dance kind of makes sense
Yeah,
with
I don't
its
know.
flashing.
So during the fight, Kaito ends up ripping off the Kashiwa off of Kashiwa Mochi World. He then loses his special power, making him vulnerable for Zox to finish him off, which upsets Kaito because, like, yay, the monster's defeated. I
But I
lost the
lost.
duel.
So now
Oof.
we're not going to get our money
Conflicting
back.
feelings. And then you get the standard mech fight with Zox just watching on deck. We don't get to see his mech yet. That must be later.
Next week.
That's next week.
I would assume it's next week.
I'll have to rewatch
Because
the preview.
because usually if it's not in the debut fight, it's the episode after.
Sometimes it takes a couple of episodes, though.
Yeah, it did take a little while for Kirame Silver to get his,
Right.
but that's because they couldn't find the stone for it.
Right, they made it a plot point.
Um, but I did like the fact that when Jurin showed up, he was all like old man injured. And Kaito just goes, "Yay, time to go! Good job!" And ooh, that worked.
After the fight, though, Zox concedes defeat. When Kaito ripped off the leaf, Kashiwa Mochi World died in that moment. What Zox defeated was just Mochi World. You could have also made an argument for defeating the giant monster version of him,
Which is where I expected that to go.
but this works too because this was purely Kaito rather than the whole team.
Right. It still fits within the duel.
And so, as promised, Zox pays his bill. In currency not used on this world.
Because of course. Like I'll give them credit for like the pirates being actual friggin' pirates. But also Zox having that level of honor to withhold his end of the duel.
Well, you gotta make him at least somewhat likable for if he's gonna join this team.
That is fair.
Hmm. But it's pretty clear that he'll be acting on his own for the most part.
Yeah. Which
And
I'm okay with.
if their goals happen to align, so be it. That's what I'm expecting.
Right. At least for, a handful of episodes. Before that just becomes a wash and they're like, nah, fuck it. We're just going to take out Toji Tendo. But the like I said, it's like the only thing I can't get over is the dancing and the constant singing.
I love the singing.
Oh, the singing's fantastic. It's going to take a minute to get used to. I'm never going to get used to the dancing. If there's one transformation transformation poses that I have no interest in learning, his is one. I have no intention of learning that. at least the show's still going with the fun route though, because to be fair, the fun route can't last forever.
Oh, I think no, wait, never mind. I was taking a look at the next episode preview to see if maybe it was his mech debut. Uh, but if it was, I feel like they would have actually teased it, which they didn't do.
Right. I just know typically that's the next day or the next week.
Or next episode. But yeah, no, they don't seem to tease it, so I do not believe it's his turn next. Gonna be a couple of episodes before we get that then. I will say though, we're getting our sixth member and no auxiliary mech so far.
Oh, to be fair, the auxiliary mechs for this are literally um for his damn mech. Because his mech apparently has two forms. Yeah, his mech has two forms based on which one of them is in charge or which one he uses. Because it'll be the O Ranger form or the um,
Shinkenger form.
Shinkenger form.
Right, that makes sense.
Which still no list on when it will appear.
Ah, well, that's all I had to say.
I will admit I did enjoy seeing the whatchamacallit, the Regadizanto. Shinkenger's uh
Oh yeah, Shinken Red's
Shinken
big
Red
fuck off
Brian
sword.
Astor.
uh,
The BFS. I, I, to be fair, I did call that. He
I,
at some point that Regadizanto
you
was gonna
did.
get you.
I also like that, like, during the duel where they're both trying to, like, shove each other away to fight the monster, like, there's a moment where Zox was, like, impressed that Kaito had the balls to do it.
Yeah, he's like, the fuck are you
It's
doing?
like, oh, you can play this way too.
It's as annoying as I find his uh dancing and shit. It's like this is actually very fun, which cannot be said for the other show. That show's
Where
just
were you?
depressing. Asleep.
Yeah, okay.
I should not have been, but yeah, I was asleep.
You didn't miss anything. It was us just talking about Rentaro.
Oh yeah, because that was about the only thing to talk about.
I know we got off topic. Oh, right, we were talking about JoJo at one point.
Okay, I'm kind of glad I missed it. I know nothing of JoJo
Okay, then
beyond
you.
the fact the only thing I know about JoJo is apparently Dio hates JoJo for reasons. Has a vampire mask, and one of the ending songs is "The Bengals Walk Like an Egyptian." That's all I know.
Uh,
It's a show
oh,
I've not.
right. Okay. I just remembered how JoJo came up during that discussion. So, do you know what a stand is?
The magical fighty people.
Yeah, it's basically the magic ghosts that follow you around. Uh, there's one called King Crimson, which has this like really obscure time power.
Oh,
And Yeah, the way they explain in the show is overly complicated, even though the power itself is incredibly simple to understand. Kamen Rider Durandal with his time power.
More or less the same thing.
Yeah, basically, like
Okay,
you're not. He's not time traveling or teleporting or anything. He's just cutting out the part in the middle.
right. He's slowing. Basically he's slowing down time for himself and then cutting it to where, yep, nope, here I am. I mean, his once they started doing the whole Smoky thing and you know Toma getting the magical eyeballs, it was pretty self-explanatory how his power was working. It affecting everything around him was more the confusing part for the first couple of about the first episode.
Yeah, no, it still made sense to me there that like, cause like Toma, once he got close enough, like teleported down the hall. It's like, oh, he literally just cut out the part where Toma walked down that hallway.
Right. I'm just saying, like, at first it was confusing how the power was working because it was just warping everything.
Uh, yeah. Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. We'll be back next week for more Zenkaiger.
Yeah. Which the show continues to be fun. Over the top is all hell, but fun.
Yeah, fun episode, but it was just a standard six-member introduction.
With more dancing than I was comfortable with.
We'll see you next time.